Welcome back to Western New York, where Pickles the cat is enjoying the sun. And I am enjoying the sun too, in the woods and all around.
Greetings, wild riders. Last week when we met, I talked with you from the side of our vernal pool. I wanted you to be able to have a view of it in the context of its woods. You can see that's where I'll be sitting in a moment. But so this is a big woods. And the vernal pool for spring pool will be here for just a little while.
We will return to our vernal pool sit spot each week. Sometimes I will write with you here, and sometimes I will write here with different grades. All of us will notice changes in this vernal pool, this system, over time. If you have not chosen a sit spot for yourself, you might think about doing so. And now, let's think together about writing.
Hello, my second and third grade writing friends at Mamaroneck. It's good to see you again. Welcome to the creek, where today I have been sitting here writing in my nature journal with my chilly hands on a beautiful day. It feels so good to be out here. And I want to say something to you about keeping a nature journal. You saw the slideshow from Sheldrake. You got to see Jocelyn write in her nature journal and how careful and slow and thoughtful she was as she paid attention to that onion grass. And I'm thinking about something that John Muir Laws wrote in a book, which is that writing in a nature journal helps us to develop our observation skills, our paying attention skills, our curiosity, and our creativity. So a nature journal is a place to bring all of those things together. And today I began by drawing, and then I moved to writing. I like to draw and write in my nature journal at the same time, and then often afterwards I'll like to write a bunch after. So I am here by the creek where you can see most things around me are brown and gray. Well, you can see some bright green moss there. And so let me show you the writing that I have here. I'll read it to you and then I'll hold it up close so you can see. I have the date, April 14th, 2020, 2:02 p.m., the creek at home where I am, and the weather. It's windy and cold. And so what I did is I jotted and sketched really carefully things that I saw around me. And I did not just draw them very quickly, is the way I would say it. I really looked carefully. If I looked at this leaf, I would be sure to draw this hole, the jagged edges. When I draw something, I am really looking at it, not just making any old leaf shape, but this leaf shape. So I will read to you a little bit of what I have here, then I'll show you the page, and then I'll explain to you what I wrote. So I ended up drawing some leaves. I saw a hairy, fuzzy little seed pod, which I can't, this one here. I said seed pod, what's it for? I drew a different view of it. I drew one shoot of a teeny plant, a stick. I wrote so many flat stones, strong veins in one particular leaf I saw. Very prominent. You can see they really stick out there. I wrote, as I write, the tiniest gray bug is crossing my paper. He wants to be part of my nature journal. I just let him crawl away. Another seed pod. I jotted that when leaves decay, sometimes the veins stay. Let's see here, maybe. A little bit of veins there. And then I made a little list of some colors. I see gray brown, red brown, pinky brown, gray, reddish gray, golden, like a golden color, blue gray. And I did a little dotted line of where that bug was walking across my nature journal. And so these are, and then another little seed pod here. So I'll hold it up so you can see. And I like to do that sketching and writing around the sketching. That helps me remember things for later, and it also focuses me and helps me to pay attention. I find when I write in my nature journal, I see a lot more than I would see if I wasn't writing in my nature journal. So I took this drawing and jotting, and I decided to do something that Carrie Roof talks about in her book, The Private Eye. And she talks about thinking about what we notice, what I notice, what I wonder, and what it reminds me of. And I decided to draw and make a little table about what I notice, what I wonder, and what it reminds me of, and then to choose something to write along about. So let me show you the table. See here, I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of. So I'll read you what I have across in the I notice column, the I wonder column, and the it reminds me of column, and then I'll read what I wrote here. I notice many rocks are cracked. I wonder, did the winter weather crack them? It reminds me of broken eggs. I notice some leaves are all holy, only the veins are left. I wonder, does this happen to all leaves? It reminds me of lace dresses or lace collars on clothes. I notice there are many kinds of gray and brown. I wonder, what makes rocks have different colors? It reminds me of sunsets, but not pink, gray and brown sunsets. I notice the surface is dry, but it is wet right underneath. I wonder how many layers of leaves are here. It reminds me of people and things are not always how they seem on the surface. So that gave me a whole lot of new thinking from going from my drawing to these columns. I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of. And then I chose something from here I wanted to explore more in my mind. And I certainly could have chosen more than one thing. But right now I chose this idea of the colors and the sunsets because that struck me. Here's what I wrote. The many colors of gray and brown in this spot are surprising to me. At first I thought to myself, I may not have lots to write about here. But the longer I sat, the more I noticed the rocks all together make up so many different grays and browns, and they are like a sunset by a creek. A quiet, shy, not show-offy sunset that few people ever see. On a normal day, I might not have noticed all of these colors, but today I stayed in one place and I saw more layers in one small place. Sunsets are in the sky, and today I learned that sunsets can be on the earth too. The creek already knew this. So, in your nature journal, today, tomorrow, this weekend, anytime, every day, throughout your life, remember that a nature journal can help you slow down and develop your observation skills and your curiosity. I have new questions because I paid attention. And also our creativity, your creativity, my creativity, thinking about rocks and sunsets in the same sentence brought me to a new place. So I wish you a good week of writing, a good week of drawing, enjoying being in a new spot in the world, little corner, a park, a yard, a woods, or at Sheldrake, and also being a new spot inside yourself and inside your nature journal. It was great to see you. I'll see you next week.
You know what, my friends?
When you're writing about nature, you can do other things too. Like if you're near water, you can try to skip stones. That one skipped right out of the water.
When you write and draw in your nature journal, consider thinking about the phrases, I notice, I wonder, it reminds me of. These will help you see more, wonder more, and be more creative. And remember, you can write in your nature journal anytime you wish. Nature is a good friend, and keeping a nature journal is a way of getting to know this friend. See the spring sunlight catching these rocks and leaves? Daffodils are blooming all over the place. And yes, in Western New York, we still have snow in spring. This week, think about how your nature journal might become a part of your life. What will you notice? What will you wonder? Will you find a sit spot? Our natural world is full of gifts, my Mamaroneck friends. There are many reasons to write wild.